As we could see, the 10 worldly right attitudes are a set of beliefs which may support the harmony and peace of a society. They are known as affected by taints because they are most important for the people who do not meditate, whose minds are not being purified from greed, hatred, and ignorance. However, you can't experience the 10 worldly right attitudes easily, and hence you can't simply test them. The Buddha was well aware of that. For the Buddha, what matters most is what you can experience and test for yourself. The Buddha was critical about beliefs which people could not test for themselves. In the Janki Sutta, the Buddha is reported to say this about the traditional views of Hindu Brahmins in the ancient India. Suppose there were a file of blind men, each in touch with the next. The first one does not see, the middle one does not see, and the last one does not see. So too, Bharadvaja, in regard to their statement, the Brahmins seem to be like a file of blind men. The first one does not see, the middle one does not see, and the last one does not see. What do you think, Bharadvaja? That being so, does not the faith of the Brahmins turn out to be groundless? The Buddha then, however, continues. Something may be fully accepted out of faith, yet it may be empty, hollow, and false. But something else may not be fully accepted out of faith, yet it may be factual, true, and unmistaken. As I have mentioned in the previous lecture, the Buddha is believed to have experienced by himself the law of karma, action and result, and rebirth. Even if that was true, it is not your own experience, hence it is not sufficient. The Buddha spent 45 years of his life with the purpose to help people experience truth themselves through their personal experience. Then there's the second kind of right attitude, the supramundane right attitude, or the Four Noble Truths that we explored in the first lecture. This right attitude goes beyond just helping establish and maintain harmony and peace in the society by means of one's ethical behaviors. It deals with the roots of what causes us to stumble and act unethically on the way. Worldly right attitude alone cannot stop us from all harmful speech and actions, as all of us have experienced more than once to our great regret at various times in our lives. However, supramundane right attitude, that is, walking on the path of Dhamma by following the Eightfold Noble Path, purifies the mind from unskillful intentions and produces profound insights, genuine happiness, and ultimate peace. When ignorance is eradicated, we cannot perform unskillful speech and actions anymore. Naturally, adhering to worldly right attitude all the time will follow and bring corresponding individual and social benefits. Experienced meditation masters can teach the Four Noble Truths to their students most authentically, because Four Noble Truths are the foundation for the purpose and content of meditation practice. Meditation is practiced to experience the Four Noble Truths, and it flourishes thanks to their understanding, which is much more far-reaching than the worldly right attitude. The 10 beliefs lead a human being to do good and avoid evil through faith. The Four Noble Truths lead a human being to do good and avoid evil through wisdom grounded in one's own experiences of the truths. Meditation is the research into the nature of physical and mental processes as they naturally occur. So, it is detrimental to apply any beliefs or expectations to our experience while we meditate. Instead, we are mindful of the mental and bodily processes without preconception. To truly benefit from meditation, we ultimately have to let go of all our views, ideas, beliefs, faiths, creeds, expectations, evaluations, attitudes, and judgments. Whatever comes is accepted for what it is, examined, analyzed, and finally let go. In meditation, as soon as an attachment arises, we become slaves of our mind, not its master. Whenever we hold a view, an attitude, or stick to a judgment, our perception becomes limited by their parameters. We then try to see the actual reality through the glasses of those preconceived attitudes and can no longer experience the truth as it is. In meditation, we learn to look at our views, attitudes, and judgments objectively and purify those stains through the supramundane right attitude and the wisdom acquired by diligently, patiently observing reality. On the path toward realization of the Four Noble Truths, we are supported by ethical behavior. The knowledge of the Four Noble Truths leads us in our practice, which in turn leads towards the realization of the Four Noble Truths. The ethical behaviors of worldly right attitude, sila, are crucial to this process. Before we become perfected through our practice, maintaining moral principles in our lives is like a rock we can stand on, and which helps us maintain our meditation practice. Not only does our ethical behavior provide society with positive energy, but whenever we fall into self-pity or failure in our practice, we can reflect on the noble character of our successful efforts in adhering to ethical behavior to cheer ourselves up and regain energy for further development. The twofold right attitude, worldly and supramundane, is followed by the right intention. The right intention also helps us become grounded in right action, which is avoiding the intentional killing of living beings, taking what is not given, and adulterous misconduct. Or framed positively, a skillful person endowed with right intention cherishes life, engages in generosity, and protects their own and others' family relationships. Right intention is comprised of three parts: the intention to practice non-attachment, the intention of friendliness, and the intention to be loving and kind. When we focus our thoughts first on the right intention, we become ready to begin to practice the right speech. The right speech includes the cessation of speaking lies, avoiding idle chatter, antipathy towards abusive language, and speaking in a way that does not turn friends into enemies. With right intention, a good person is truthful, speaks at the appropriate time about what matters, kind, and makes effort to preserve others' friendship. Although the value and importance of right speech and right action may seem self-evident, I think we all see they are hard to do consistently. In the development of our mind, we are looking at ourselves rather than at others. Even if we train to improve our patience, kindness, and generosity to be better than those of others, we avoid becoming a victim of our conceit or blame. Moreover, we support others in whatever good they do and serve them as inspiration. Right speech and right action are further supported by right livelihood. For the people who live outside a monastery, there are 5 kinds of livelihood that are unconducive for their meditation practice: business in weapons, in slaves, in selling meat and fish, in alcohol and drugs, and in poisons. Monks and nuns are encouraged to avoid hinting, belittling, or pursuing gain with gain, and be content with whatever they receive from generous donors. Machiavellianism, manipulating others for personal gain, is neither praiseworthy in monastics nor in anybody else. Interestingly, the Buddha speaks of right livelihood as followed by those who attained enlightenment. Literally, a noble disciple abandons wrong livelihood and gains his livelihood by right livelihood. That being said, again, right livelihood is essential for those who wish to boost their progress in meditation. Today we spoke about the effects of right attitude on right intention and thereby on ethical behavior. I have explained the perils of attachment to views, attitudes, and judgments during one's meditation practice, as well as the indirect and direct benefits of ethical behavior for the development of one's mind. Reminding yourself of your pure ethical behavior will be particularly needed when you deal with your defilements while meditating. In the next lecture, I will explain the 6th factor of the Eightfold Noble Path, the right effort. We will look at the effort as the drive that leads a human being toward the control over their mind, and how to acquire and maintain its source, energy, so important in our daily life as well as in meditation.